moving and set the ball going,
And the ball on.
and then we'll move to.
Can I ask you your name? Ben Kroos. I'm turning.
Interview with Bren Krozer, organiser Netherlands, the Lego League, Children's League. I have to do that as a count, I can't do it as a sub that won't work. Just stay on them for a couple of minutes. Ben, can I ask you to describe what these robots are doing?
Well, these robots, as you see, are built from Lego parts, and they're playing robot soccer. So the way the Lego robots are used in the soccer game is they are fully autonomous. But there's a processor in these systems. This is the processor, and the processor has sensing inputs. It has two infrared or two light sensors and a number of touching or bumping sensors. So the ball emits light. So from the difference in this light intensity and the other light intensity, they know where the ball is and they can go to the ball.
Do they know where they are on the field?
Yes. On the bottom there's also a light sensor, and the field has an intensity gradient. So here there's a lot of reflection, and here it's very dark.
Do they know the difference between left and right?
No, they know the difference between dark and white.
How do they know where the goal is?
They have to guess. It's somewhere in the middle. There's no special sensor for that.
I see. So really what you've got is two sensors interacting.
Yes.
A relationship to the ball.
Yes,
and a relationship
to the field. Right.
So one robot is playing dark to light, another one is playing light
Right.
to dark.
Yes.
Could
Yes.
you just say that to me? Could you just say that?
Okay.
I'm not interested in my
Right.
questions.
Right.
I'm interested in your answers.
Okay. Yeah. So there are three sensors in this robot. Two sensors which detect the ball, and one sensor which detects the intensity of the field. And the robot can go either to the ball or he can go from light to dark.
Does the robot know anything about the other players?
No, he does not see them. He can feel them with his bumpers at the moment he bumps into them.
How does that work?
Well, there's just a bumping circuit, and the programmer can say what to do if the robot bumps. So the programmer can say go back so many steps, or the programmer can say go back to the white part of the field, or the programmer can say go to the dark part of the field.
Okay, now how do you program one of these robots?
Well, it's a programming environment which is developed by people at the University of Aarhus from the Lego lab, and it's a visual programming environment. So you have a number of very simple behaviors which you can put in a row. So for example, you can say the robot start at the light field, find the ball, go to the ball, go to the dark end, etc. And that program is looped. So offline you program, you have this programming environment, you program the robot, then you download the program on this robot, and then you take the robot to the field, and it's fully autonomous and it plays a game.
I see.
And when you're not satisfied with the program, you take it back, you change the program and do it again.
Can you tell me about this special ball? Because the ball looks quite interesting.
Yes. The ball is a special ball because there are light emitting diodes in them, infrared, because it is very difficult to put a real camera system on such small, inexpensive systems. So the people at the Lego Lab, they have developed this ball. There are about 12 or so, 20 small LEDs in it, and they pulse infrared light.
Okay, now this is made from standard Lego parts.
The robot is made from standard robot parts.
Can anybody buy this as a kit?
Well, the kits, what we're using is a standard Mindstorm, Lego Mindstorms kit, and you need some additional parts, so you can order them.
I see. Is this going to be expensive?
It's about 500 Dutch guilders, so which is about 250 euros.
And it's possible to get one of these special playing areas, you can buy that too?
Well, the whole design of the playing area is standing on the web.
I see.
So schools who are interested in building this, they just build this.
And what's happening in terms of competition between schools?
Well, tomorrow we will have the first European Championships RoboCup Junior. So we have 7 schools from the Netherlands and 1 school from Germany who are using all these robots, and there will be a real competition with Lego robots and infrared balls.
How many robots will they play with per side, per team?
It's a one-to-one game.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so it's
for the
always-
moment, yes.
And children will play with this at home on the same basis of
They can
one
do
guy
so.
programs his computer,
Right.
his robots, the other
Yes.
one programs
Yes.
his, then they play,
Yes. Yes.
then they win.
Yes, and you can even think of making a team. It's not impossible to have 4 robots in there. I think you played it with teams. Yes.
team, but
It's okay.
Yeah,
sorry.
It's not come to
it's
that.
not it's not thought of it as playing 2 against 2, but you can do it, and it's really funny for the kids, even though it gets a bit messy because maybe the field is a little bit too small for 4 of these robots. You can see how they bump into each other, even though there only is 2 of them. But it's funny, and it could be a possible extension.
They seem to be very fast to me.
Yeah, you can see how fast they are. They are driven by this, RCX, which sets power to the wheels, and yeah, it's quite nice.
Do they have a system for shooting, or do they just push the ball into the...
Yeah, they push the ball when they drive forward, and as you can see, they have this what can we call it, gripper arm that it should be. It's sort of thought of that this way that you will have the ball, so you can almost dribble.
Can you shoot as well?
No, not like really shooting, but it pushes the ball, and it's really efficient to do that.
Okay, thank you
Yeah.
very much.
Yeah.
Should we place the ball because I think
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah? Okay. Then I'll... Right. Okay, then I'll try to connect.
It might be a little low on battery.
Yeah. We need more batteries because we don't have enough. They're empty.
What do you do with this?
Here it goes. Okay, I got it.
Don't worry about it working yet. Oh, here we go. Turning over? It's
Okay,
gonna
yes.
kick in a minute. to take your foot out of the way. Your own foot out of the way. Do the eyes go round and things like that? The arms move?
I think they could in an earlier version.
In an
It
earlier
did something.
version?
It did something else.
Take your hand out. Get a picture here. Is he going to kick for us?
I think he's got time.
Still rolling.
Stimulate him again.
Maybe we can give him the next one.
No?
Try with the other one.
No?
I'll roll then. We can make it. Oh, you have some power? I have some power. Yes. Put it down. We can get a kick, I think. If we make it kick one time at least. We can try that.
You're going to get him powered up.
Yeah, but I think this one is better.
Yeah, what's the pass?
Okay, I think I'll just connect it so we can make it kick. So the ball is there.
Okay, running.
Yeah, it should be kicking in a while. Like in 5 seconds or so. Or else I'll make it kick. Is it running?
Yes.
Okay. What's the... Oh!
Oh. Once again, please.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus. Like this.
To run, it has to run with the cable because there's no, the batteries are not charged.
Okay. Okay, I'll start asking you some
Yeah,
about
we
the way
just
they
have
play.
to download the program at first. So
I'll demonstrate it afterwards.
Still rolling.
okay, yes.
Okay. Could you describe what these little robots are and how they work?
Yeah, well, these robots are fully autonomous, like the middle-sized league robots, and it has its own little camera, where it has one line of vision in grayscale, 64 pixels in grayscale. So it's a very simple vision system.
What is the robot trying to do?
Well, it's trying to play football or soccer like any of the other robots here. And it's just one-on-one games with these small robots.
Okay, let me ask that question a little bit differently.
Okay.
What are the objectives of the robot? What does it think it's doing? Playing football, it has to find the ball,
yeah.
or it's in the...
Yeah, it turns until it sees the ball or it sees something white with a high value of light, and then it drives towards this ball and tries to push it into the right end of the field.
Does it know the difference between one end of the field and the other?
Actually, it doesn't. When the match starts, they get positioned, so they point towards the goal they have to score in.
I see.
And then they count the wheels. But after a while, it gets a bit unprecise. So in the beginning, they're most precise, and if they hit the wall or the ball or the other robot, it gets more and more out of calibration.
Okay, and the cable we can see attached to it now is a power cable.
It's
Just
only a
describe
power.
it. Describe that to me.
Yeah, the cable is just for power cable because the batteries are not charged right now. So
Okay, can we see him move?
yeah, if we have. Okay, I'll just position him. So now he has to score up here.
Okay, next.
Guess he won't score. Well, into field.
Can I reach in and move him?
Ja. Måske skulle vi tage verset.
Yeah, we can get a better robot to play with. Så du siger, at der ikke er nogen, der har problemer med det der? Det er der.
Stop.
Kan du ikke fortælle, hvad? Det er det fede ved det. Synes jeg.
But right now it has no sense of direction because we are moving this. But actually these robots, they are evolved. They are not directly coded. We have a simulator where we where we evolve the robot behaviors. So
What does this mean?
it means that we start with a whole generation of random behaviors, and then we run these behaviors in the simulator, and the robots that behave at the best, the robots that score the most goals, they're then selected and also they are a little bit mutated, like Darwinian evolution. Then we select the best robots and make them play again, and then we take the best again and alter them a little bit, and like this we evolve the best possible behavior.
How many generations have been developed?
I think these perhaps 1,000 generations. I'm not quite sure.
So these are actually quite advanced in the sense that it's many, many hundreds of programming hours
Yeah.
being reduced and reduced and
Yeah,
reduced into one.
and the reason why we do this is because it's easier than to program if you want some complex behavior. It might be difficult to foresee all the problems. So when you evolve the behavior, you might find a different solution that might be better than what you yourself could have come up with.
Esatto.
Okay.
Okay, we're running now. Jasper, can you tell me your name?
Yeah, my name is Jesper Brunel, and I'm from the University of Aarhus in Denmark.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Jasper, can you tell us the principle behind these small robots?
Yeah, the behaviors are evolved in these robots. So we use sort of Darwinian evolution. So we have a whole generation of small robot behaviors, and we run them in a simulator at the computer. And then we run these, for example, 50 small behaviors, and then we select the best behaviors, the robots that score the most goals. And we take them and alter them a little bit, and then run them again in the simulator and run them for perhaps 50 generations or more. And in this way, we evolve the best robot behavior.
What is the difference now between the first little robots and the way that these machines now behave?
Well,
is it a big difference?
Well, it's quite different when you have to program it yourself, and when you evolve it, the behavior of the robots looks quite different. If you program it yourself, you'll just program it to turn until it sees the ball, then go straight ahead until it comes to the ball, then back up a bit and turn and go on the right side of the ball and run the ball into the goal. But these robots, they more like circle around the ball and hit it on the side and then turn around and hit it on the other side. So it's quite different. And sometimes it's a better tactics.
Okay. Could you tell me how this game is played competitively? Do you have two people playing against each other, or is this just really one robot playing with the ball?
Well, it's one-on-one with these small robots, and they are positioned here in this field, and they point towards the goal they have to score in, and then at random positions, so they don't know their starting position, and then they have to, the robot that scores first has won that period, and one match is 5 periods.
I see.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Okay, great.
Okay. This morning.
Yes, I talk about this morning,
Yes.
but I think it was a good game, so I'm not so disappointed.
Your goalkeeper is great, yeah?
Yes, we have many problems with the goalkeeper.
Okay, Ted.
We're running.
You're running.
But I'm talking German.
Sure.
Okay.
I'll ask you questions in English if that's okay.
Yes.
And then you reply in German.
Yes.
Andrew, tell me about your game this morning.
Ja, heute Morgen haben wir also ein sehr gutes Spiel abgeliefert. Wir haben heute Morgen gegen die andere Mannschaft von Portugal gespielt und haben auch das Spiel 3:0 gewonnen. Und wir sind also sehr zufrieden gewesen. Wir haben die ganze Nacht gearbeitet. Gut, hier durften wir nur bis 12 Uhr arbeiten, aber im Hotel ging es dann weiter. Und wir sind mit den Ergebnissen sehr zufrieden. Und ja, unsere Spieler sind schon ein wenig dynamischer geworden und einige Hardwarefehler sind ausgemerzt worden. Und ja, also heute Morgen war es sehr gut. Jetzt gerade das Spiel leider 6:0 gegen die andere portugiesische Mannschaft verloren. Aber auch das, denke ich mir, war ein gutes Spiel. Also wir haben zwar verloren, okay, aber wir hatten Probleme mit unserem Goalie, der natürlich wirklich nur im Tor stand und doch 360 Grad Blick bewiesen hat. Und, aber unsere Mannschaft hat schon angegriffen und auch doch hatte doch einige Torchancen und ich denke mir, also ganz so schlecht sah es nicht aus.
Tell me something about the technical problems you were working with yesterday.
Jetzt, also wir haben versucht, halt die Programme noch zu verbessern. Wir haben ja 3 Versionen von Programmen und haben uns also jetzt eigentlich auf 2 laufende Programme, 2 Versionen geeinigt. Also unsere Spieler haben immer noch 2 verschiedene Versionen. Das ist also auch sehr wichtig, weil die halt nicht alle mit einer Version laufen dürfen, weil sie sonst halt immer das Gleiche machen.
What are the strong points in your programs?
Ja, also das Wichtigste ist die Selbstlokalisation, an der wir halt immer noch arbeiten, die wir aber, denke ich mir, durchaus verbessert haben. Dann, was wir auf jeden Fall rausgenommen haben oder wo wir daran gearbeitet haben und ich denke mir auch heute bewiesen, das sind die Eigentore. Also da haben wir heute wirklich keins gemacht und wir haben auch immer auf die richtige Farbe gespielt und das sah gestern auch noch anders aus. Aber heute Morgen haben wir die Möglichkeit gehabt, auf das blaue Tor zu spielen und also alle unsere Angriffe waren noch auf das blaue Tor. Und ja, jetzt bei dem letzten Spiel hatten wir auch wieder das blaue Tor und ja, also wir haben auch schon Eigentore vermieden und ich denke, das ist schon mal ein großer Schritt. Ne?
Okay. And I guess the game that we just watched, really the big difference was in the speed at which the robots were reacting.
Ja, also ich denke, wir reaktiv sind, unsere Roboter, weil man hat es gesehen bei einem Ballsturm, also sowohl die portugiesische als auch unsere Roboter sind beide auf den Ball gegangen und unsere Roboter haben gewonnen beim Zweikampf. Also die Schnelligkeit und die Reaktivität, die ist schon vorhanden. Nur was unsere Roboter halt noch sehr oft machen, ja, die fahren zurück, sehen halt irgendwo Obstacles oder Hindernisse und ja, versuchen dann halt rückwärts zu fahren oder haben halt immer auch noch im Programm drin, dass sie hinter den Ball fahren sollen, also sich optimal zum Ball zu positionieren. Und ich denke mir, das ist vielleicht auch so ein bisschen Overhead, den wir einfach mal rausnehmen müssen, weil gut, man kann aus jeder Situation schießen und sollte das auch eigentlich machen, wie wir jetzt gesehen haben.
Do you think the difference is one of tactics, or is the difference in the software or the hardware? Or is it that you have certain ideas about how to program your robots tactically, or is the difference between the teams really more fundamental in terms of the kind of software you're applying?
Ja, also ich glaube, die Hardware, die ist schon sehr ausgereift, also auch unsere Hardware. Und also man hat das ja gesehen, auch die Hardware vom portugiesischen Spielern, die sind auch sehr, sehr gut. Aber wo es also ein großes Manko noch ist, ist die Software. Und okay, unser Goalie, wir haben also auch versucht, da eine Software jetzt noch schnell zu stricken in der Nacht. Aber da hatten wir leider jetzt wieder mal ein Hardware-Problem, was wir vorher nicht bemerkt haben. Es fehlten also Kontakte zum Bumper. Dann ist uns der Schussmechanismus weggeflogen. Also der spielt normalerweise mit 8 Bar Pressluft. Und beim ersten Mal auslösen ist uns also das Frontblech weggeflogen. Und okay, das sind halt Sachen, die wir zu Hause nicht bedacht haben. Und wir hatten eigentlich auch gedacht, wir könnten mehr von der Hardware auslesen. Also wieder mal im Softwareprogramm. Aber da fehlen noch einige Stecker im Hardwareprogramm. Gut, fürs nächste Spiel können wir das hinbekommen. Das ist also wirklich nicht viel. Aber ja, die Probleme treten halt leider immer während den Spielen auf. Und bei uns, denke ich mir, in unserer Mannschaft ist wirklich nur noch Software, Software, Software.
We're approximately 2/3 the way through day two. Day two is coming to a close. What's your impression of the quality of the teams that are here? Who are the teams that have impressed you?
Also anfangs, muss ich sagen, war ich sehr enttäuscht. Also die ersten Tage, weil also wirklich sehr, sehr wenig gelaufen ist. Und also wir hatten auch schon 2 Spiele, wo unsere Gegner ja mehr oder weniger standen. Und ja, also das ist schon ein bisschen enttäuschend. Aber jetzt das letzte Spiel, also gegen Portugal, muss ich sagen, also das hat schon sehr viel Spaß gemacht. Und ich war auch sehr überrascht, wie gut die portugiesische Mannschaft ist. Also sowohl in den Spielverhalten als auch in den Schussmechanismen. Und also das ist mir sowieso aufgefallen. Viele Teams benutzen jetzt Schussmechanismen. Und da werden wir wohl auch noch dran arbeiten müssen. Weil, also ich denke mir, nur mit dem Ball führen, das hat man jetzt auch gesehen bei unseren Spielen, kommt man nicht weit, weil man verliert den einfach nur.
And who do you think are the favourites now to go forward to the semi-finals?
Ja, also ich denke mir bestimmt die italienische Mannschaft, sie ist sehr, sehr gut. Und also jetzt auch das portugiesische Spiel gegen uns, muss ich sagen, war auch für mich überraschend gut. Also ich hatte die Mannschaft zugegebenermaßen schlechter eingeschätzt und ja, aber hat sich ja gezeigt, sie waren sehr gut.
Okay, thank you very much.
Bitte schön.
I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Yes.
Could you just tell me 2 or 3 sentences, just so that I can hear the way you're talking? Okay, we're running. Professor Ardoni, could you tell me something about the Arta team and something about the robotics and the artificial intelligence techniques that you're working with inside the team?
Well, ART Azzurra Robot Team is a consortium of 7 universities around Italy, from north to south. And the goal of the consortium is both didactical and from a research point of view. We are working on the behalf of RoboCup Federation, and we decide to put instead to build a single multiple teams around Italy to put all our resources on a unique team, national team, and to share all our knowledge and our results of researches in order to build something in common, and also to share our competencies and our experience with students in order to have common lectures, and to better prepare students for examinations. All of us are from engineering schools, and the idea is to try to teach students both from a theoretical point of view, but also try to put on practice some theories you can study presented during the lectures. We are about 40 people. Few of us are from universities, staff, and all the others are students of the last year of a degree in engineering and students of the PhD in engineering and especially in computer science. We have regular meetings in Italy. We have a common field in Padua where we have a sort of club for art at Zura Robot Team, and we have a meeting where we meet on the field and we share and we compare the result of our research. Each robot, we are here with 13 robots, and each robot has been built in different research laboratories. Some of them are the integration of the results of different laboratories. We have some common hardware, and also we have a common language. We exchange information during the game.
Could you talk about the language you're using?
Well, it's I'm talking about language, but it's